What's up, everybody? I'm Chase Sr.
And I'm Harrison Graham.
We just launched a brand new show here at Chat Sports. It's called Any Given Thursday. We go live every Thursday, 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific.
And this video you're about to watch aired live from this past Thursday show on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. You see the link below, youtube.com/chatsportstv. So subscribe, join us every Thursday. And with that being said, go ahead and enjoy this video. Let's talk Golden State Warriors today here on Any Given Thursday, live on Chat Sports. Harrison and Chase rolling with you. Chase, we want to explore the title chances for the Warriors later on in the video with the healthy Klay Thompson. But first, let's get to the news of the day. It looks like they're going to work out Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, Warriors working out Isaiah Thomas to possibly round out that roster. They have a couple roster spots that are up for grabs right now, and there are going to be some good competitions on this roster in NBA training camp, which starts on September 28th. Now, don't be fooled by who Isaiah Thomas is right now as compared to who he was when he had a marvelous season with the Boston Celtics several years ago when he was in the running for possibly winning MVP. Not the same player since that wonderful campaign all those years ago, and he's suffered a lot of injuries over the last several years. Last year had a 10-day contract with New Orleans, averaged under 8 points per game. I still think, Harrison, that he can score the basketball, and maybe that's what Golden State needs. A guy who can come in off the bench.
Scoring.
At times he's going to get DNP'd. He's not going to play a lot of defense and be effective on that end, but can he take some playmaking duties off of Steph Curry's shoulders and maybe come in as part of that second unit to run a little point, run a little two-guard alongside guys like Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, as well as Jordan Poole. I like it in that sense, and here's the thing, too. He's not going to cost that much money, and IT has been a good story. Look, he played over the summer in the Drew League. He played in a Pro-Am and dropped 81. After that 81-point performance, he was in tears in the locker room saying the NBA has given up on me. So maybe his dreams of getting back into the league are going to come to fruition and reality with Golden State. We'll see how that workout goes.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And like you said, he just hasn't been the guy he was in that 2016-17 season. Since that year with Boston, where he was a legit MVP candidate, I'll add. Look at the efficiency.
I mean, and 87 games in this time.
He's played in only 87 games in the last 4 full seasons. He can still score a little bit, but it requires major volume. Under 40% from the field, under 35% from three. Is he worth being on someone's training camp roster?
I think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think Golden State is a team that makes sense because they've had depth issues the past couple of years since they were going to NBA Finals. So I would like to see him get on with a team like this with good culture, with good leadership,
I'm with you.
With a winning organization. So I hope the workout goes well. And, hey, I think it would be a decent fit to sign Isaiah Thomas and see what he can bring to the table. We'll ask you guys, should the Warriors sign Isaiah Thomas? Type S for sign, not sure why it says trade, type P for pass. Get your votes in on this one. S for sign, P for pass, and let us know what the Warriors should do when it comes to Isaiah Thomas. We'll shift gears here after the IT news of him working out, Harrison and Chase here. Is this team a title contender with a healthy Klay Thompson? Because they didn't make the big splash in free agency or via a trade to go get, a big three type of piece like a Bradley Beal or Dame or someone like that. But if Klay can come back healthy, which he's progressing nicely, can this team compete in the Western Conference for a run at the finals?
I'm not sure what your standing is on this, but for me, I do think the Warriors can get back to title contention, but only if Klay Thompson is able to stay healthy. And I think everything hinges on the health of Klay. And for him, it's been great. The development coming off that torn Achilles last year and the torn ACL in the NBA Finals back in 2019, that progress, that recovery seems to be coming along at a steady clip. And there were some reports several weeks ago about maybe the Warriors targeting around a Christmas Day return for Klay Thompson. Okay. That'd be great. You can't rush an injury like this coming off an Achilles, which I think is the worst injury that any athlete can suffer. Plus, he's coming off an Achilles and a torn ACL. You look at the career numbers, Harrison, and when this guy is right, not only has he shown and proven to be one of the best and most elite marksmen from deep that we've ever seen, because the shooting stroke is just great, but also what people sleep on, I think, is his defensive ability. Klay Thompson, when he was right, Harrison, was one of the best defenders across the NBA.
And I think, and let's discuss this a little bit further here, I think for Klay Thompson that I don't worry about him fitting back in offensively. you don't lose your jump shot. I think he'll be fine on that end. And he's never been like an explosion type of player. He's not putting the ball down and getting to the rack. He's a catch and shoot guy. That's what he is. What I have concerns about and what makes him a great player is how good he is defensively. I have major concerns and reservations about his ability to come back and be a legitimate 3-and-D guy. The 3, no concerns. Can he lock down dudes defensively after not playing for 2 years, and now he's, around 30, 31 years old?
Like, we were talking about him sticking the Kevin Durant's of the world, the LeBron Jameses, like elite players across the NBA. Klay Thompson was a lockdown defender.
And I just have to assume some of that is going to slip. Now, if he's 85% of what he was, that's still a really good player.
Yeah.
But I think it would be a bit naive to assume he's the exact same player he was prior to the injury. If he is, though, if Klay is healthy, can the Warriors win a championship? We'll ask you guys, and we'll discuss here as well why for yes and for no. If he's the exact same Klay, I think the answer is yes, because I think it's twofold. Number one, I think it makes Draymond more effectively again because the floor is spaced so much better offensively. And number two, you're plugging in a 20-point, 42% from 3 guy. So, I mean, obviously, that makes a big difference.
And you make a good point there in mentioning Draymond Green because it's not just Klay Thompson. Now, I think that the Warriors' title chances hinge on a healthy Klay because of how integral he is to that Warriors lineup. But look elsewhere on this roster. Steph Curry last year, in his age 33 season, had one of the best offensive stretches that we have ever seen in the history of basketball after the All-Star break when he was averaging 30, 40-point games for like a month. He was great. And I think that Steph Curry still has a lot of gas left in the tank if those ankle injuries don't resurface. So you still have Steph Curry playing at an MVP level. I think he's a top 5 player in the NBA right now. I think Klay Thompson, Harrison, you make a good point in saying it helps Draymond Green because you don't need to expect so much from Draymond, and he can stick to being one of the best defenders in the league. But Andrew Wiggins also played very well last year. I like the rookie potential impact of a Jonathan Kuminga as well as a Moses Moody. Like, this is a legitimate starting 5, and the bench is also pretty good too.
I just like the idea of Draymond getting back to being that point forward and not feeling like he has to score because he's not a scorer.
He's not a scorer.
He's not a scorer.
He can't shoot anymore.
Can't shoot.
Ben Simmons got into his head.
And,
I don't know.
That offense kind of became Sixers-esque in the playoffs where it was like just pack the paint on Draymond.
Yeah.
It just became a huge hole offensively. You plug in a sniper like Klay, that changes things. That really opens up the offense, who, as this guy has been one of the elite marksmen, not just of his generation, but of the entire history of the NBA. This is, I won't call him Reggie Miller, but he's damn close. I mean, he's that kind of a floor spacer and shooter, and he's been a 21.5-point guy with 42% from 3 for most of his career.
And here's the crazy thing, too, and why I like the Warriors roster construction. Klay Thompson doesn't need to dribble the basketball in order for him to be effective. He can be a catch and shoot. He can be like a couple dribble pull-up guy. He's not going to hit you with a step back, but around the 3-point arc, he is going to be a marksman, an elite one at that. So you can still have the playmaking and the creation of a Steph Curry. Draymond Green can still run point forward. Andrew Wiggins can give you elite defensive minutes and also get it done offensively as a slasher and an occasional spotty 3-point shooter as well. The starting 5, I really like it, and I think the Western Conference is wide open. Los Angeles is very old. Is Jamal Murray going to be able to come back? The Blazers are down. They're the same team they were last year. I like the Joker, but again, that hinges on Jamal Murray's status. Are the Phoenix Suns going to be able to run it back? Like, the Western Conference is so wide open right now, as evidenced by the odds to win the Western Conference this upcoming season. And a reason we're talking about the Warriors potentially winning a championship, they're second in odds at 5-1.
Vegas knows, baby.
Yeah.
Vegas absolutely knows. I do think it's fair to say the Lakers are the team to beat right now, but they're older. Maybe injuries pop up. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But a healthy Klay Thompson absolutely changes everything in the Western Conference. Who do you guys think is the best team out west? It's loaded once again here in 2021, 2022. The season's almost here. Training camp in a couple of weeks, and then I think opening night's October 21st. That's like
the 17th, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's coming up.
About a month away.
Very quick.
It's coming up quick. Best team in the West. Maybe you think it's the Warriors. Maybe you think it's someone else. Let us know. Also, hit that subscribe button if you are on our Warriors channel watching this. If you're watching live on Chat Sports any given Thursday, we talk about a ton of different teams because we have a ton of different channels, number one, including a Golden State Warriors channel. Go check it out. It's youtube.com/WarriorsTV.